Hey Ringside crew, welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. And now here's your host, Joe Panther III.
Hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I'm Joe Panther III, and man, Ringside crew, you are in for a treat. I have a young lady that is doing big things on the independent wrestling scene, and she's here to tell her story on how she got her start. Let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to Scarlett. Welcome, Scarlett. Welcome to Dudes at Ringside.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. That was such a cool intro. I was not ready for that. That was so cool.
That's how I do it. That's every episode. It's like everybody's like, can you change it up a little bit? I'm like, yeah. No. Did you ever walk up to Jay Leno and do that in the 90s? Probably slap you. I wouldn't slap you like, it's a thing. It's a thing.
No, I like it. It was really cool. I was like, oh, some cool people out there.
Yeah, a lot of people. Next year we'll have a better, longer intro, but like that is something I like to have, like the little pictures of me with the wrestlers, and this year has been a big year for Dudes at Ringside. It's like this is the 4th year, and we're trying to like amp up the elevation of the fans and everything. And I interviewed quite a few awesome people this year. I had the Dynamite Kid's daughter on the podcast.
Oh, wow.
Dynamite Doll. So less about me. This interview is about you. So, Scarlett, introduce yourself to my internationally known audience.
My name is Scarlett Meidan. I am based out of New York City, trained at House of Glory under the Amazing Red. I started wrestling about 5 years ago. Weaseled my way into the independent scene about 2 years ago. Have a little bit of MMA background. Just
awesome. So you said you're trained by Red. Like, what does it feel like to be trained by a man that like he's like one of those phenoms in the indies, and like everybody knows about the Red. I know, but I told you before the interview, like the Red's the man. Like that name is just synonymous with like high flying and craziness in the ring.
Oh yeah, but the thing is, like, he's that for people who are like fans and people who know him from like seeing him wrestle. But like when you're in his school and when you get all the information, like years and years and years of information that this man has and lived and experienced, and he, like we all make mistakes, and he wants us to not make the same mistakes he did. So he has a really special way of passing on his knowledge. And it's just every class with him, you come out with so much information. We have like books, right? He's like, always get your books with you, always write down ideas, stuff you learn in class, basics, techniques, all that stuff. And I'm like, again, I started 5 years ago. I'm in like my 5th book already. It's like one book a year. And it's so much information. And it feels like, a lot of wrestlers, they go out and then there's sometimes seminars by like big, like more veteran wrestlers, and then you pay a little bit of money to go to a seminar and you listen to what that person experienced and all that stuff. And then usually it's like a little bit of ring work or like training and stuff, but then it's a lot of the main thing you take from it is the knowledge that they pass on. It's less like the ring work stuff. But with him, it's every day, every class is like that. You learn so much. It's incredible. It's just every day is an honor to be trained by him. And I'm lucky enough to still be trained by him and see him in the ring as well, because he just came back. He's doing amazing matches, and I get goosebumps seeing him out there.
Awesome. So when you first decided to take this journey within the pro wrestling ranks, you said you have MMA training. Was it a different world for you when you first stepped through the doors of knowing this is not going to be like the same old kick punch, grapple, tap tap kind of thing?
Yeah, for sure. I was really not in that world before I decided to join wrestling. And the reason I did MMA was to prepare myself for wrestling. So to get myself into that mode of like, okay, I want to punch people, I want to kick people, I want to lift people up, I want to put them down. I knew eventually like wrestling was the goal and was the dream, but I felt like MMA could get me into a faster discipline routine. I trained like 4 or 5 times a week, just doing MMA, going to the gym a lot. And then I finally moved to New York and just joined Hog, fell in love with the sport like I'd never thought I would. Yeah. And then the rest was, yeah.
Awesome. Do you remember your first match? And if you do, like, who was it? And what was your theme song?
Oh, goodness. So
I love asking that question. So
my first, so it's funny. My first training match was with Smiley. That was like a training match that we did at the school. But then my first like debut match was against Evie De La Rosa.
Oh, I know her. I've had her on the podcast. Wow. She's from Canada. She's a Canadian wrestler.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
And if I'm thinking the wrong one, because I'm sorry for past guests.
No, I'm pretty sure she could be, but like I just didn't know that about her. But yeah, I wrestled her at BCW up in Springfield, Massachusetts, and yeah, it was incredible. It felt really, really good. I use my entrance music. So one of my best friends is a singer, and I use her song as my entrance music to this day. Actually, it's called "Bad Intentions" by Adi. But yeah, so that song kind of feels special to me because I was kind of involved in the creation of her album in a way, and to have that music in the background before I come out, like I hear those like guitars and those drums, and I'm like, it's kind of like having my best friend there with me every single match before I go out. So
awesome. Shout out to your friend. Singers are always welcome on Dudes at Ringside. I interviewed a band from Iowa last year, Liberty House, because maybe wrestling, we do a wrestling podcast, but we talk about food, puppies, pops, the thing we all love. So let's go into the fun part of the interview, because this is the tough part. So what is your normal like week of a show like? Like, do you break it up like working out, learning your opponent, knowing what gear you're gonna wear for each show and stuff like that?
Yeah. So a week of a match. Well, I try to not bump a lot. So like I'll go to training, but I won't bump as much. I don't want to, like Red likes to call it is our bump card. Like kind of like you go to get a drink or a boba and it's like, oh, 10th one is free. So the 10th one is you're out. Like you can't take too many crazy bumps. So I try to not bump crazy bumps too much. Kind of keep myself in shape, but not risk getting hurt. Go to the gym a lot. Make sure all the things are nice and clean, like shoes are washed, knee pads, all the stuff that gets, like sweaty and stuff like that. Yeah, I eat good, trying to not eat too crazy.
So what is like your normal meal prep like? Do you have like a certain meal that you always stick to that you have to? Because with the wrestling world, like us as fans, we don't understand the food prep that you guys have to do. So what is your normal food prep like before like on a regular day basis or like before a show?
Right. So on a day of the show, I eat maybe breakfast, like a yogurt or something, and then I probably not eat until after the show or after the match, and then I'll just snack on something. Like I'll bring like a protein bar for after the match, or like a fruit or something. Um, that's just me. But then throughout the week, I mean, I'm vegetarian, and I don't drink. Well, I don't drink milk, and I don't eat eggs. So all that protein has to come from like plant-based stuff. So I try to do that. A lot of protein, not a lot of sugar. Uh, yeah, just try to keep it as clean as possible. We use HelloFresh. It's not an ad, but we use HelloFresh. It's nice. You don't have to go to the grocery store. Stuff is cheaper. It comes to you. You pick the meals. It's very diverse. You cook it yourself, so you can control what's in there. So a lot of veggies and all that stuff. So yeah.
That's awesome that you're a vegetarian and like you keep it in there because like I know a lot of wrestlers they eat like the rotisserie chicken and rice. So I guess you would say you would like there's my parent my mom gave my dad one of the vegan burgers.
Hmm.
And she's like, "What'd you think? Nice meat, right?" And he was like, yeah." And she was like, "No." It's the Beyond Burger, and he's like, "Again, you did it to me again."
I mean, the thing about the Beyond Burger and the Impossible Burger, they're not really healthy. They're a
Oh.
substitute, but they're not healthy. So, like, that's the weird misconception about vegan food or vegetarian food. They can be junk food. Like, there is a lot of vegetarian junk food, and that's not good for you. You know, that's full of oil and full of fat and all that stuff. So, you just gotta like keep it clean, make sure you get the stuff that's like, the less ingredients the better, kind of stuff. But yeah.
So, is there any other place in like the state of New York or like in the tri-state area that you would like to adventure and go to that you haven't been to yet?
So I've been to, I know it's not part of the tri-state, but I've been to Massachusetts. I've been
Don't tell that to any New Yorker. They'll like, don't talk about Boston.
actually not in Boston, in Springfield. But I've been to, my cat is going insane. Of course he is.
Looks like the I don't know what if it's the word dudes at ringside or it's just like I want to be famous. But like
I mean,
every we have a phrase here, floofs at ringside. So they hurt the cat heard it.
now's the time for zoomies. You want to say hello? You want to say hello?
You want to be famous?
No, she said no.
Not famous. I'm already famous.
She's already famous. So I've done Jersey, I've done New York, and I was about to be booked in Connecticut, but then it just fell through. Actually, a couple times, but it just kept falling through. I really want to get to Pennsylvania, which is funny because that's where you are. I traveled there a couple months ago. We did like a road trip. We took a train from Penn Station to Pittsburgh,
Mm-hmm.
and then we spent a couple days there. And then we just rented a car and like drove all the way to Philly. But we made a couple stops along the way, and like we stayed a couple nights in Gettysburg, which was super cute and just very, very sweet town, and just everyone's so nice. And I'm like, why is everyone nice on the
We
street?
drove through and we were going to North Carolina, and I didn't see any of the Gettysburg stuff. New York and me, Gettysburg. Speaking English, Joe. Gettysburg. Went to Gettysburg, and we didn't see any of this stuff because we saw the signs. Everything must have been further out,
Yeah.
but we drove through it. But yeah, definitely you need to come to Pennsylvania. There's a lot of you don't gotta, but when you get a chance, put that on your map. PPW in Slatington, PA. That's a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah, a lot of Hog students went to PPW back in the day.
And there's another female wrestler I think you definitely should put on your list of people you want to wrestle this year or wherever. Danny Moe, she's from PPW. Who was the PPW Women's Champion.
Oh.
but she got beat by another person that you should be on your list, and she's always on everybody's list that I know of. Sammy Chaos.
Oh, okay.
She's a big girl, and I asked her to take it. I was the first person to take a picture with the women's title, and I was just like, she's like, here, and I was like, what? Is this your belt? And then she's like, I've seen you in the pictures, and I was just like, with the women's title on my show, my dad's just like.
I mean, I have a rule myself where like I don't touch titles that I can win. So if it's like, you know, like a friend of mine's like, hey, can you pass the men's title or like men's tag team title? Like, yeah, sure, here you go. Can you bring the women's title? I'm like, no.
That should be a TikTok. You should be like, you're like, no.
It's like,
but sorry. I was laughing because she's like, I know you want to put the belt on your shoulder because I've seen your intro and you have belts in every kind, and I'm like, but this is a woman's title, and I jokingly joked her, and she went, I was like, well, it's do I go into my Santino? I win a belt, Santina.
Santina. Yeah.
I won the women's Josephine the Panther the Third. I won the women's title. Wig falls off, and the crowd's just like, and I'm just like,
crazy.
And then I drop the belt and run. I just take the belt and just run off, like, and just run off with the belt. I won. It's clearly
you won.
It wasn't in the rules. They had to be. Well, it was in the rules, Joe. You can't be a boy. Be like Stewie in that episode of Family Guy with the wig. I'm a boy the whole time.
Oh my gosh, I love Family Guy.
Ooh, here we go.
I go Family Guy over Simpsons.
Favorite episode?
Oh no. Oh no.
That's what we do on Dudes at Ringside. There's always a curveball and everything.
Oh goodness. My favorite. I like the Star Wars, like, you know, like special that they did.
Yeah.
I always quote something dark side, something complete. Yeah. I think that's like my favorite one. But like when you watch so much of Family Guy, all the episodes just like blur into one. I don't remember.
You end up sitting there watching Cartoon Network, and when they have them on, like playing, you feel, and you like look at your phone, and it's like 5 a.m, and you're like,
oh, I messed up.
My life is ruined.
I have like a bunch of cartoons on me. Yeah, and then it's like I went to like a coffee store or something, and I was just paying, and then this dude looks at me and he was like, there's 104 days, and I'm like, of summer vacation? Because like I have the period of platypus, and I'm like,
God,
it took me a second to be like, oh, you're serious, like you want me to complete this sentence right now. And it was so funny. And it's like I get, you know, I was like, oh my god, it's Dexter, oh my god, it's this, oh my god. And I'm like, and then I have to like, you know, do the whole like, yeah, I have all the stuff.
Did you see those stupid like things on Instagram and Facebook about Cartoon Network dying and going away? Did you see those yet?
I haven't, but
now you're gonna get them, because if you're next to your phone or anything,
oh yeah, I am.
It's gonna come up like a freaking fake reel. You're gonna be like, "Thanks, Joe. I just got all that fake news." That fake you know what they were saying, that the Cartoon Network is no more.
Well, I feel like it's been no more for like a minute though. Like they started doing a lot of weird stuff.
All those weird shows that they show with the regular people and not cartoons.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm like, you know, I'm from the age of like Courage the Cowardly Dog and Samurai Jack, and you know, like that's the era.
Like, because it's funny. I'm 41, and I still remember like the Cowardly Dog. I remember, my gosh, there's so many good ones that I remember that are on Cartoon Network. But now they have shows like what's his name? What's that show that everybody loves? The one that has the little boy, the one that like, you're not my friend, you're a stranger. What's that one? Oh my gosh.
Oh goodness, I have
King of the Hill.
Oh wow, I wouldn't know.
That's a show, King of the Hill. That's the one the guy that made Beavis and Butthead made.
Oh wow. Well, honestly, that got to be good though. If that's okay.
There was a girl I did a podcast with. One of my guests. She was actually wearing that shirt that said, "I don't know you. You're not my friend." And immediately I said, before the episode, I said, "This is going to be a good episode." She's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Your shirt's my life." When a fan at a show sees me and I don't know them, immediately I'm like, "I don't know you. You're not my friend." I'm like, in public, no red glasses. And I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, you're Joe Panther the Third." And in my head, it's like, I'm just Randy Retiguez on the street getting a cup of coffee. And I'm just like, what?
It's like, oh, you recognize me?
Me? Me and little old me? Little Joe Retiguez? No, that guy's a loser. He wears red glasses. They don't have no lenses. What a loser.
Oh, they don't have lenses? That's crazy.
See? You got the old school glasses, the ones that have existed in my bedroom for 4 years. These are the original.
Ooh.
These are how it all started.
Oh wow.
All on just trying to be different. Being different and wearing red glasses.
I mean, that's how you win in this industry. You gotta be different.
I got recognized for the dumbest reasons, either not wearing my polo, wearing a blue coat with my black shirt, or just showing the chrome and wearing the red glasses. I don't even have them when I first get to the show. I'm just like fiddling around, and then I'm like, "Oh my god, it's Joe!" I'm like, "I was just standing here for like 15 minutes, really?" What is it, like Superman? Oh my god, Superman! Clark Kent, what are you doing here? Why are you wearing a cape? Oh, dang it! Yeah. Here we go. I hear you have some upcoming matches that you want to talk about tonight.
Yeah, I have a main one that I'm like, kind of like getting ready mentally and physically too. I have a IWA championship women's championship match September 28th. That's in Nutley, New Jersey. I'm gonna be up against the current champion, Coraline, the doll.
Oh, I know. She was on Dudes at Ringside recently.
Yeah.
Coraline.
And
Kinda
then
scared me a little bit.
She terrifies me as well, but you got to do what you got to do. I have a few tricks up my sleeve that I'm getting ready for this match, but
you should make a video in your promo video. You should just buy a bunch of those old creepy dolls and just start smacking the hell out of them. You're like, "It's gonna be you, child," and just throw it.
Oh gosh. And I'm like terrified of clowns, and her makeup is very like possessed doll, like clownish, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna be terrifying to be in the ring with. And then it's a triple threat, and our third opponent is Becca Wiley, basically a superhero. Yeah.
I don't know if I know Becca Wiley. I know Becca, like the singer, the pop star.
No, not her.
Oh, when you said that in the chat, I was going, I haven't talked to Becca like in 3 years.
Yeah.
Becca Wiley.
Very, very excited about this match. Very, very excited.
So how do you I've talked to people about doing triple threat matches before, and they never really give me like a full answer. So how do you prepare for a triple threat match? Like, do you have to sit in a room and have your like pillows on each other, and you're like, like what do you do? How do you prepare for that?
It's like you watch a lot of movies, like all those like Karate Kid, where he's like getting attacked from all sides. So you're like, oh, it's like blocking from here and blocking from there, and it's just being very aware. And then also learning each one individually, like watching all of their footage. Luckily for me, they have a lot of footage out there, so I can like, work a little bit of detective mode and just like watch their matches, see their strengths, their weaknesses. Yeah, I know I'm physically bigger than both of them, so hopefully I'll put that in my advantage. But yeah, I'm very, very excited about this match. I'm very grateful for the opportunity and very excited to be in the ring with both of them.
Yeah, I want to wish you the best of luck in this match. Like, I know you're gonna if you get any clips of the match, please send them to me on Insta. I'll definitely post them. Like,
absolutely,
give big props because You're part of the Dudes at Ringside family now. Part of that infamous Ringside family. So part of that. So many wrestlers have been on this thing. Becca, Little Mean Kathleen, like Coraline. Like, oof, there's so many. And like over the 4 years, it's like so many wrestlers from people from NYWC. Oh my gosh, it's like so many people. VPW everywhere. Oh my gosh. And you're the first person I had from Hog. So
Oh,
I need to get more. You need to give you open the door for Hog, huh?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll let
Kiara
everyone
opened the
know.
door for the British. That's how I got the internationally known from Kiara from England.
Oh wow.
So have you ever thought of going overseas to like the across the pond, as they would say?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think I'd want to do probably England for sure. I really want to do Australia.
They're
I mean,
man, I can give you
produce
some good
Rhea
places.
Ripley, so they do something right.
There's a good one wrestler you should look her up when we're done. Her name is Savannah Summers.
Okay, I think I've heard
She's
of
an older wrestler from Australia, and she's really. You should message her, be like, "Hey, I heard about you from Dudes at Ringside from Joe," and he says he gave me, and he told me you are a very important person if you're thinking about traveling to Australia. She'll probably be able to tell you everything.
Oh wow, yeah.
Where to go. There's one called Rust City that is in Australia that is a well-known. That's where that girl is that was from Australia. That's going to be in NXT. The really big one that the big name that's coming to NXT. Can't think of her name, but
I'm gonna admit something.
Delta.
I am terrible at names.
Terrible. Yep. That's why I asked you before the interview. I was like, "How do you say your name?"
Yeah, I'm so bad with names. I don't remember people's names. 90% of people are dude. I'll dude everyone, you know. Dude, bro, sis, whatever, you know.
Since this podcast is going on for me now for 4 years, oh my gosh, you're gonna laugh. Everybody's become a dude.
Everyone's a dude.
Hey, dude. What's up,
I'm a dude. He's a dude. She's a dude. We're all dudes.
I literally had a wrestler that's from PA. He's called the Dude.
Perfect. I remember that name. I'll forever remember that name.
The Dude. If you saw him, you would laugh your butt off. He's got long hair, that tie-dyed shirt, the Dude on the shirt, and he's just the whole episode. I felt like I was interviewing what's his name from Good Burger the whole time. It was whoa.
Oh, I love Cal.
Yeah, man. I was just like, I'm not making fun of him. I love Cal too. That's my era of like Nickelodeon. Like,
oh yeah,
Nick, and oh my gosh, I do an alternate show called Ghost Head Nerd Talk, and I've been trying to get some of the names like Keenan and Kel, and I started talking to the girl from all that. What's her name? That played Ross Perot's character on the show.
Again, names.
She saw her. You'd be like, "Oh, her." Yeah, I hated doing this to her. In one of her like posts, I went, "Hey, do you mind coming on my show?" And she's like, "Yeah, no problem." Boom.
Never. Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, I knew that wasn't gonna happen." Doing this podcast, you learn. I have tons of messages that have never been opened in the other. I have like the main chat and then the other chat.
Yeah, it's like primary and general, and then requests, and then it's like
the other
requests, which is crazy.
The general is just messages that have never been seen. Yeah. After last March, I went in there and I pretty much deleted every single one and started from the beginning.
Oh wow!
Because I knew these people are never going to open the messages. Even if I comment in one of their posts. Now Instagram flags you if you even comment, "Hey, you want to come on?" Some people's posts, you comment, "Hey, you want to come on my podcast?" You get a warning.
That's crazy. Instagram's a crazy.
I like it because I'm promoting myself, but the same sense, I get nervous that one day I'm going to click the app and it's going to say my Instagram.
Yeah, I like it to like promote my wrestling stuff and to watch cat memes, just videos of cats.
My sister has cats, and now I get because she's trying to show me stuff what to do with the cat, and I started getting cat videos. I'm like, oh my god,
I love cats. I have 2.
I have no problem with it. I'm an uncle of 3 in my sister's house: Gypsy, Houdini, and Kitty.
Aww,
yes,
little babies.
They're so cute. Good. I'm a big tough uncle, even though Gypsy scares me sometimes. She'll stare at me. I'll be like, what? No. Amy, why are you running away from her? She's staring at me again.
She's staring at. Yeah, cats sometimes have like stares that's like, oh, are you gonna attack me? Like, what is this stare? It's
She
like,
makes that look, like that sound when I start walking home. She goes, whoa, whoa. I'm like, she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm walking over to sit down and say hi.
no,
She's making sounds. She's not happy. I'm like,
she's not happy. Yeah.
you just disturbed her privacy.
Yeah, sometimes I just look at them and I'm like, I have creatures in my house. I have 2 creatures in my house that will eat me if I die and not feed them.
Yeah. I got taught how to feed them, but it's like feeding a raptor. It's like, you go, wait to the corner. Wait, now go.
One of them will supervise. So we have like this auto feeder. So like we put like dinner, breakfast, and lunch, and then it spins by itself like at set times. So one of the cats will come and supervise me to make sure I do it right. Like I haven't been doing it every single day, but he has to come and make sure that cats are weird. Cats are weird.
Yikes. What I'm gonna say is yikes. All right. Before we go, if my fans want to follow you on social media, how can they find you?
Oh goodness. So the main, Instagram, all the way. Instagram all the way at Scarlett Meidan. No dashes, no spaces, no numbers. Scarlett Meidan, 2 T's. Yeah, I'm gonna post more. I'm gonna, get better at it. I'm gonna post more. I'm gonna have footage from the IWA match, and yeah.
And also, right now they all know because we collab to make do the poster. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, they already know. You've already had like 15 or 20 new follower just drop on your thing. Yes, thanks, Joe. Meow, meow. If there was any kids that wanted to get into the wrestling business, like what kind of advice would you have for them?
Do it early. Start now. Like don't overthink it. Just do it. Give it a try. See if you like it. You might start doing it and you're like, oh, it's not for me. But also keep in mind that it's not easy at all. It's not easy. And everything we do in the ring or outside the ring to get ready to go in the ring is against every human instinct. We fall, we pick each other up, we jump out of height, like off the top rope, into the outside, suicide dives, all that stuff. It's very scary. Get in shape, eat well, and just start doing it. Study and explore more than just WWE and AEW and TNA. There's so much more out there. Yeah.
Awesome. Scarlett, I want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It really means a lot to have an awesome upcoming superstar like you are. And please tell your friends from Hog. I would be honored to have some more of the Hog family. And tell Red that I say what's up because he's one of my homies. I don't know. But like,
he's actually tonight. There's a House of Glory show in Chicago. So he's
wow.
there. Yeah.
He's in Chicago. That's a long different time zone. In Chicago. He's probably trying a deep dish pizza as we speak. So
I love deep dish. Oh my God.
I never had it. I'm a New Yorker. I'm kind of scared. I may get like attacked by random people from the Bronx.
It's just I'm not gonna say it replaces pizza for me, but it's that special thing. It holds a special part in my heart.
Awesome.
It's good.
So Scarlett, I want to thank you so much. I'm Joe Panther III.
I'm Scarlett Meidan.
And we will catch you in the next one.